This is Black Canary, a DC character that has been seen oftentimes with Green Arrow. Now sit back, relax, and watch as I bring her statue to life and tell you her tale. Origins. Dinah Laura Lance was born into a family of crime fighters. Her father, Larry Lance, was a police officer, while her mother, also named Dinah, was the original Black Canary. Dinah chose to become a crime fighter at the age of 19, despite her mother's wishes to the contrary. Following a rigorous training program under the watchful eye of the original Black Canary's close friend, Ted Grant, also known as Wildcat, Dinah took up her mother's identity and adopted a costume as her own. Just like her mother. Differentiating herself from her mother, Dinah was unique in the fact that she had the power to do a canary cry, a superpowered shriek to use against her foes. However, the origin of how she got her power changed over time. At one point, Dinah's canary cry was the result of her being cursed by the criminal the Wizard during her childhood. However, due to mysterious changes in the timeline, these sonic powers were later said to have been a byproduct of Dinah possessing the metagene, making her a super-powered metahuman since birth. Justice League. Not long after her debut as Black Canary, Dinah Lance became a founding member of the Justice League of America. It was Dinah who suggested the newly formed name of the League, in defense of her mother's having been a member of the Justice Society of America. It was through her new association with the Justice League that she first met Oliver Queen, also known as Green Arrow. Black Canary's membership in the JLA lasted for many years. Her friendship with Oliver Queen developed during this time as their feelings for one another became romantic. When Oliver chose to quit the League in order to continue his effort in Star City on his own, Dinah decided to join him there soon after. Hard-traveling heroes. Whilst Green Arrow and Green Lantern went on a road trip to rediscover America, Dinah was coincidentally motorcycling near Mountain Rainier, Washington, when she was run down by a motorcycle gang. Left unconscious in the road, she was rescued by a man named Joshua, who was actually a white supremacist cult leader who hypnotized her to his cause. Green Arrow and Green Lantern came to the rescue but were defeated by Black Canary and the cult. When Dinah was put in the position to execute her lover, Green Arrow, the hypnotic hold broke, and the heroes defeated the white supremacists. Ashamed of being involved in such a despicable group, albeit against her will, Dinah devoted some of her time to work with the Native Americans on the reservation that Joshua had intended to murder. Dinah rekindled her romance with Ollie and joined the heroes on the road trip. Together they attended the trial and sentence of their friend Oldtimer, thwarted Sinestro and his sister, stopped an evil man exploiting a metahuman child, and helped Green Arrow's sidekick Speedy through his withdrawal from drug addiction. If you're enjoying what you're watching so far, please like and subscribe. If there's a hero or villain you'd like to learn about, please let me know in the comments. I'll see what I can do. Let's get back to the video. Green Arrow's disappearance. After Green Arrow accidentally killed a man, he abandoned his heroic persona along with his civilian life in Star City. Hal sought Dinah's help to locate their missing friend. Her investigation inadvertently led her to a secret hate gathering organized by none other than Joshua's sister. She was discovered and outnumbered by the angry mob who threw her off the roof of the building, but was fortunately saved by Green Lantern. Continuing Black Canary's spate of bad luck, a drugged driver crashed into a phone booth when she was making a call. Badly injured and losing a lot of blood, Hal knew Ollie was one of the few people with her rare blood type that could save her. Hal had heard of the discovery of the aeroplane wreckage, and from there soon tracked him down in an isolated monastery. Despite his own shame and his contempt for society, it only took the mention of Dinah's predicament to get Ollie to return home. Through a blood transfusion, Oliver saved Dinah's life, and she made a full recovery. Around this time, Black Canary became a founding member of the new Justice League International, established by Maxwell Lord. The Longbow Hunters. Oliver and Dinah went into business together and set up a flower shop in Seattle called Sherwood Florist, in addition to fighting crime. Oliver was having something of a midlife crisis, however, just as he was about to turn 43. He wanted to marry Dinah and have a real family with children of his own. Dinah turned down the idea, citing that their lives were too dangerous to have children. Rescued from torture. During this time, Dinah was kidnapped by a drug dealer she was investigating. She was brutally tortured within an inch of her life until she was found and rescued by Ollie, who killed her torturer, altering his career as the Emerald Archer. When Dinah came out of the hospital, she was still emotionally traumatized by the incident. She learned that she had lost her ability to perform her canary cry. Later, she finds out that she was now permanently infertile. Oliver was with her as she entered counseling. Dinah was initially hesitant to fight crime during the first few weeks after leaving the hospital, but when she stopped a group of muggers on the bus, she felt back to her old self. She realized during that encounter her biggest fear was actually that she'd lost the ability to fight back anymore. Those muggers proved to her that fear wasn't really true. Though the trauma had brought Dinah and Oliver closer together, Dinah's permanent infertility caused her great grief. Even though she didn't want kids, knowing she could never have them was heartbreaking. Their relationship was strained further when Dinah caught Oliver kissing their young assistant Marianne, and Dinah dumped him. Months later, Dinah was told of Oliver's death by his illegitimate son, Connor Hawke. Birds of Prey. After his death, Dinah was contacted by Barbara Gordon, known as the computer genius Oracle, to work in Gotham City. Dinah accepted and moved across the country to start her new life. The pair formed a heroic partnership as the Birds of Prey. As an indication of the new chapter in her life, Dinah decided to abandon the blonde wig she disguised herself with and instead began bleaching her hair natural and grew it out. Also, because she had lost her ability to canary cry, Dinah began using handheld electronic weapons to simulate her iconic attack instead. After a battle with Ra's al Ghul, Oracle urged Dinah to take a dip in the mystical Lazarus Pit. Doing so healed her injuries and restored her canary cry, as well as her ability to have a child. As time went on, the Birds expanded their membership, operating alongside notable female agents such as the Huntress, Gypsy, and Lady Blackhawk. Oracle also helped Dinah reopen her flower shop, Sherwood Florist, in the new location in Gotham. Green Arrow's Resurrection. Dinah helped found a new incarnation of her mother's old team, the Justice Society of America, following the death of JSA founding member Wesley Dodds, and developed a crush on the new Dr. Midnight. However, she eventually resigned when she learned that her ex-boyfriend Oliver Queen had been resurrected by Parallax. Dinah traveled to Star City, where the two former lovers were happily reunited. Their renewed relationship was short-lived, however, as Dinah feared that Oliver would possibly try to take advantage of his new young female ward, Mia Dearden. Dinah returned to Gotham City, where she continued to function with the Birds of Prey. Jade Canary. Over the course of a year, Dinah agreed to switch places with the assassin Lady Shiva, as a way to possibly enrich both their perspectives. Dinah hoped that Shiva's membership as a Bird of Prey would soften the woman as a warrior, while also believing that partaking in Shiva's training regimen in Vietnam would strengthen her own skills as a crime fighter. Eventually, Dinah realized that following Lady Shiva's training path would require her to fundamentally change who she was as a person. Therefore, she ended the training and returned to the United States. With her, she brought a young girl she had met named Sin, who also had begun the harsh grooming process to be Lady Shiva's successor. Oliver Queen used his connections as the mayor of Star City to allow Sin to immigrate into the country. Upon her return, Black Canary told Oracle that she would officially be leaving the Birds of Prey to devote herself to raising Sin in Star City. She didn't give up her superhero heroics completely, however. Dinah was named the chairwoman of the newly reformed Justice League of America, due to her strong abilities and strategic mind. Proposal. Dinah eventually returned to superheroics in Star City to aid Oliver, Connor, and Mia against the villains Roadblock and Merlin. During the course of their mission, Dinah rekindled her relationship with Oliver yet again, feeling that he had truly changed over the course of his adventures. Oliver admitted to Dinah that many of the changes he made over the last year were due to most part for her, because he wanted to be a better man. As the battle concluded, Oliver at last proposed to Dinah. Dinah, however, needed time to consider her answer. Shortly thereafter, Canary's adoptive daughter Sin was kidnapped by Merlin, and Green Arrow and Speedy sprung into action to get her back. To save the girl's life, Ollie was forced to fake Sin's death, keeping the knowledge of the plan between himself and Mia, knowing that doing so would sacrifice his relationship with Dinah. The plan was a success. Sin's death was faked, and she was safely returned home. After the fact, Ollie admitted what he had done, and recognizing that he was willing to sacrifice his own happiness to save her daughter's life, Dinah finally agreed to marry him. Marriage. After a great deal of compromise and strife, Dinah and Ollie agreed to get married inside the secret sanctuary, the original cave headquarters of the Justice League of America. Wedding guests included nearly everyone within the superhero community who were asked to attend the ceremony in costume. On the day of the wedding, the ceremony was interrupted by phalanx of supervillains, who attempted to take out as many heroes as possible in one fell swoop. Nearly all of the villains were apprehended except for Deathstroke, who managed to escape. Despite the interruption, the ceremony concluded, and Dinah, Lance, and Oliver were married. Final crisis. Now as a married couple, the duo continued to fight crime along one another. Facing new challenges, they fought off Cupid, a vigilante with an obsessive crush on the Green Arrow, and Discord, a man with a grudge against the Canary for deafening him with her scream. Shortly after, Darkseid attacked Earth and took control of it with anti-life equation. Dinah planned an attack on Darkseid from the Justice League Watchtower, but her plan was thwarted by a mind-controlled Green Arrow. She was forced to fight her husband and successfully freed him from the equation's control. In the aftermath of Darkseid's defeat, Gotham had to cope with the apparent death of Batman. Dinah was summoned to Gotham along with other heroes to join the network, as a way to maintain order without him. Cry for justice. Canary had eventually resigned from her position as chairwoman of the Justice League, but remained an active member. However, Hal Jordan and Ollie had felt the team had lost its direction and left to start their own rival Justice League. Feeling betrayed by her husband, Dinah confronted him on the Justice League Watchtower, but their fight was cut short because Green Arrow had to warn his former teammates of a threat his team had discovered. The villain, Prometheus, was planning on a coordinated attack against all of the world's heroes. Before he could successfully warn the original League, Prometheus broke into the Watchtower and attacked the heroes, severing Red Arrow's arm and incapacitating Black Canary. The League was able to capture Prometheus before he could do any more damage, but in his interrogation, he admitted that his plan was to destroy every major city protected by a superhero, starting with Star City. On cue, Prometheus' Triggerman, Electrocutioner, activated an explosion that wiped out a massive portion of Star City. Green Arrow and Black Canary panicked and used the Justice League's teleporters to provide assistance and look for survivors in the wreckage. In the destruction, Ollie and Dinah found the corpse of Roy Harper's young daughter, Leon. Dinah and Donna Troy delivered the news to Roy in the hospital as he recovered from losing his arm. Oliver, meanwhile, took revenge on Prometheus by executing him with an arrow to the head. Fall of Green Arrow. Oliver's murder of Prometheus was condemned by his friends in the superhero community, including Flash and Hal Jordan. Unrepentant, Oliver went on the run to avoid punishment. Dinah, wanting what she thought was best for her husband, joined Hal and Barry in searching the ruins of Star City for him. When they found him, he attacked them all, subduing them long enough to escape. He was searching for the man who pulled the trigger to destroy Star City, the Electrocutioner. Oliver eventually calmed down, realizing the damage he was doing in his quest for revenge. He turned himself into the authorities for punishment. Dinah visited Oliver in jail and told him she understood that he needed time to be alone. However, still incredibly hurt by his actions, she gave him her ring back and told him their marriage was over. Blackest Night. The Earth was subject to another crisis when Necron attempted to take over the universe with his army of undead Black Lanterns. Necron was able to resurrect the dead as mind-controlled zombies, including people who were previously dead like Green Arrow. With the aid of Mia Dearden and Connor Hawke, Dinah fought her zombified Black Lantern ex-husband. The living corpse fed off of misery and exploited Black Canary's emotions to grow stronger. While Oliver watched powerless inside his own body, who emotionally hurt her, the Black Lantern claimed he had secretly been in love with the assassin, Shadow, who had raped him and sired him a son around the time Dinah was tortured by a drug dealer. He also called her a fool for believing he had ever changed. Black Canary and the New Birds of Prey. Though the Black Lantern had opportunity to execute Black Canary, Oliver regained control of his body for long enough to miss the shot and hit a liquid nitrogen container. Connor, under Dinah's instructions, then used the liquid nitrogen to freeze him until the blackest night was over. Brightest Day. Like her last major breakup with Oliver, Dinah left Star City to start a new life in Gotham City, reforming the Birds of Prey with Oracle. This time they expanded their membership immediately to include Dove, Hawk, Huntress, and Lady Blackhawk. Thank you for watching the video. Now let's have the grand reveal. You can check out one of my other videos to learn more about other characters that I've already done. Like I said earlier, if you have a character you'd like to learn about, please comment down below. Any likes and subscribes would be helpful. I'll catch you in the next one.